Good, beautiful, cold morning, everybody. This is Chance, your host of Yggdrasil Gardens. So today, let's talk about some garden and lawn care info. I know it's been probably several months since I've last done an actual video on gardening and lawn landscape care, so let's catch y'all up. I think the last thing we talked about was probably, the last round of fertilizer for fall. So let's see here. Around September, October, you should be putting out a pre-emergent with post-emergent. So weed preventer with weed killer. Now that you're into, I guess it's considered fall winter time, for November, December, you should be putting out weed preventer. Spectacle is a really good weed preventer. It's very expensive though, but a little bit lasts a very, very long time. And that prevents poana. And poana is a winter grass that pops up. It's also known as Kentucky bluegrass. So you put that out and it helps prevent it. I mean, if your yard's brown and the only thing green is this grass looking thing, odds are that's probably poana. That's the best way to explain it. Like my backyard has poana in it right now. All that green is poana. So, just to give y'all an idea. Now, my front yard totally brown because it's treated for poana and it looks good. So, your garden this time of year, I'm sure nothing's growing. You probably already had your first frost, so everything's probably dead. Strawberry plants will come back in the spring if they don't get too cold. You could probably cover them, put some black tarp over them and cut a little hole where the top of them sticks out. That usually keeps them pretty safe and warm enough to survive. There's really not anything to do at the garden this time of year, especially if you did fall fertilizer on it at the same time you did your lawn. So there's not a whole lot to do there. Unfortunately, it's leafy season, so you're kind of just waiting on the trees to drop all their leaves. You can leave them where they lay. You can blow them off. I personally blow them off. I don't like a leafy yard. That's just a personal thing for me. So I push them all off into the woods or mulch them up depending on where they're at. There's not too much going on this time of year. Let's be honest. There's not really any insects to fight. Once the temperatures cool off, the insects go away. So there's not anything to do with your garden as far as that. There's really no winter crops that grow. So there's nothing to plant this time of year. It's kind of a little bit too late to start planting. If you wanted to plant for a winter garden, you should have probably planted probably like the last week, probably towards the middle of September, the end of September. That would have given you till at least now into early December for things like spinach, lettuce, onions, some of your more cold hardy root vegetables like carrots. But as far as this time of year goes, there's not a whole lot to do other than spot spray a few broadleaf weeds that may be popping up on the edges of your property, around the house, places that get warm, around concrete, sidewalks, driveways, stuff like that. So this time of year, not much to do. You may have a few weeds popping up in like your landscape beds, pine straw beds that you might want to just spray with some Roundup, toast them out. But you should be at the point now where pre-emergent's down, so you're prevented the fall and winter weeds. You've got your fall fertilizer down, so it's feeding it through the dormant months, so that you come back into spring real strong, kicking off with the growth real well. And there's really not much going on this time of year. So I mean, it's simple. I tore up my garden. We're gonna plant a new one. As y'all can see, nothing but dirt on the ground now. So I'm going to be starting a new garden come spring with my wife's help. She's been making plans, drawing something up, which is really exciting for me because before she's never really been too into my gardening. So the fact that she's wanting to help build a garden box and get something new going kind of got me a little bit excited. It shows that she's got an interest. She's sharing an interest with me, which is awesome. I encourage everybody that if you're into lawn garden care, get your family involved. Get your spouse. Get your kids. Kids love to play in dirt. Let's be honest. I mean, you could do all kinds of stuff with kids in the garden. They could help move dirt around. We're gonna redo some flower beds this year and really kind of clean up the house and the property and make it look good. So I mean, kids ain't gonna hurt nothing. You can buy seed and help them sprinkle seed, have them sprinkle seeds in the flower gardens and in your gardens. Okay, y'all have heard me say it before. Chaos sowing seeds, where you just fling them and let them land and then shuffle some dirt around, is so fun because you just never know what all's going to pop up and what all's going to take. So I think that's all I've got for y'all today. I mean, I've caught y'all up to speed. Fall fertilizer, pre-emergent for fall, pre and post-emergent for fall, I'm sorry. And then pre-emergent for fall, winter. So there's not much else for me to go over for y'all. Oh, there's one thing. Grub and armyworms should not be an issue this time of year. More or less, grubs might be an issue, but armyworms are not an issue this time of year. So if you've got spots where armadillos are digging, or your yard starts looking really dingy and instead of brown it's like gray and you can grab it and it rolls up like carpet, usually that's a sign that you have grubs. And you can put down, there's a whole host of if but Arena, you can put that down and that will kill the grubs and stop the damage. Because if your lawn's damaged this time of year, it's going to be damaged through winter and into spring, and then it might struggle to recover. So without further ado, I'm not going to hold y'all up any longer. I pray that everyone has a safe and beautiful Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday and Black Friday, and that everybody has a good, safe Christmas and New Year's. And we will get back into doing these kind of videos come January. So we will see y'all after the first of the year. Till then, it's going to be a bunch of product reviews. So everyone stay blessed, stay safe, and we will catch you next time.